What is going on, guys? Monday Bully Live, like we always do it. Today, I kind of threw a little curveball. I had about 7 or 8 of you write to me and tell me, hey, man, due to the change in time and whatnot, I'm not going to be able to make it. If you make it at 6, would it be possible that you consider doing it at 7? So I said, yeah, why not? Either way, majority of the people don't show up till 7 anyway. So we went ahead and we rolled with it. Nonetheless, man, I'm going to bring my people in the back. Right now, Mr. Mike Green showing you his dedication. He's actually at the airport. Mike Green, what's up, man? I can't hear you. Why you muted, man? You still muted. Come on, man.
All right, how about that?
Here you go. You're good.
There we go. Sorry about that. Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? You stuck at the airport for 9 hours.
Glad to see you, man. Glad to see the dedication. We got Gary Pope, right? With King Pope Kennel. What's up, Gary?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, man, nothing much, bro. We're seeing over here Furman Broom was getting the crowd organized, talking about 30 minutes. We got Ronnie F. How's it going, Bully fam? Jerry James, we sent you a link, man. I'm waiting for you to join us. In Sarata, good evening, everybody. We got Adam Fields saying, what's up, everybody? Michael Higgins is saying, what's up, Raul, my guy in the back? What's up, Mike and Donald? What's up, Billy fam? Okay, I guess we're breeding Billy goats. And I'm ready to learn. Nah, I'm just messing with them. We got Half a Die from Infamous all the way out there in the middle of the Pacific. We got Maurice Humboldt in the house. Esot Eric Wiz, who became a member, man. Number love, man. Appreciate you. We got checking in Big Beach Bullies. Ghost Dog Kennel. Salute, Bully fam. Mr. Mike from MBK. Drippy saying, what's up, QBN family? What's up, Drippy Smooth? A&W Dracula. Kennel's Bully. I love the name, bro. Hello. We got Georgetown Bullies. What up? Shade Tree, like always, giving us support, man. A&W all the way from the UK. Brada Carr, good evening. Ken from the real West Coast. I guess good evening, fam. From the real West Coast, Coos Bay, Oregon. All right. We got Esoteric sending peace and love to all of us, man. We got Mississippi in the house. Yeah, RGB. We got Eder Briseño presente. We got Georgetown Bullies in the house, man. And today we're going to be talking about something that I don't care who you are in this community, top to bottom, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you in every which way. Whether it means you're going to have to scale back on the food you're feeding your pups, whether it means you're going to have to give your wife more back rubs as you're going to pay more for a puppy, or that sort of thing. But we're going to talk about it. And if you're watching us live, I want you to go ahead and drop comments, because the only way we're going to be able to feel the exact pulse on the economy, or better yet, on the American bully market, is by what you say directly to us, so that we can respond and tell you what we have in mind as well. We got love from the CNMI. Don't know where that is, but thank you so much. We got Angel R from Oxnard, California. Number love, man. So let's talk about the bully economy, bro. Let's talk about the bully market. What would you say drives the bully market in your mind? Guys, if you need to write comments today, because we're going to be bringing this up. This is one of them things we all need to talk about together. Where's the bully market right now? Where's it at? Let's say we have a 3-story building and the market is an elevator. And at the top, it means we're up. In the middle is we're middling, and first floor means we're all the way down. Where's that elevator at right now, this moment? Gaines, you're still muted.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder why I keep going to mute. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Kyle mute me because of the noise behind me.
You good? You good? Yeah, Kyle has to mute you. What do you think drives the economy, Mike?
I think it's driven by people, by the consumers, the customers. I think it's driven by that. And right now, I think it's on more the extreme side of the house. So people looking for clean extreme. Ever since the ABKC, people say the standard hadn't changed, but it has. To me,
it has.
They want larger, more wow factor dogs. So, and they're introducing that extreme class. Well, not introducing it. They're just bringing it out to what do you call that when they not showcase, but anyway, they bring it. Huh?
Like a fun show?
No, at the Nationals, they bring the extremes out. Like, say you have two celebrities, they get in a boxing match. It's a celebrity boxing match, but it's called a
preliminary.
Yeah, that. so I think, yeah. So I think it's driven by the direction of the ABKC, and ABKC have to catch up with the consumers want, and they want more extreme dogs. I think extreme clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Gary? What do you think is the dynamic? What's the dynamic of the bully market, man? What drives it?
Drives it. I mean, I think it's the quality of the breedings, and I mean, I think it's a bunch of gaps in between them, really. You know what I mean? Like you got like the breeders, you got the people that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, trying to get into it, whatever you want to call it. Then you got the people that's just playing around or puppy milling or whatever you want to call that too. So I think it's different levels to it. And I think just like almost like the lower level, I ain't gonna say lower level, but the people that's kind of just backyard breeding, playing around with it, you know what I'm saying, puppy back deals, all that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But not like I got a bleeder, you know what I'm saying, like those type of breeders. Those, if anything, that's messing up the market is those type of breeders. You know what I mean?
Let me ask everyone watching us something, because you bring up a good point. There's different types of breeders. There's breeders with different types of intentions.
Yeah, everybody's not a breeder. Yeah, people making dogs.
Yeah. There's some people out here that are just trying to make a buck. There's others out here that are taking it a little bit more serious. There's others out here that are somewhere in between. So recently I went into Facebook and I seen somebody post a picture of a pup, and on the wording at the top, it said, he won't go for much. Don't be shy to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? Yeah. It's almost like, to me, and I hate to call it this, man, but to me, that's almost like a prostitute breeder, bro. It's almost like you're so cheap. You know what I'm saying? You're selling yourself. It doesn't even matter if you bring down the entire breed with you. You're just about making that $1,500 or $1,000 that you're just trying to get for that pup.
Yeah.
So would you say of the I did a video once and I spoke about the three entities that drives the market. I said you have the market, which are the people, you have the breeder, and then you have the registry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, typically in a perfect world, the registry is supposed to set a standard. The breeder is supposed to breed to that standard.
Yep.
And then the public buys from the breeder. We all know that's not how it's playing out.
No.
We know that the market is just trumping everything.
Right.
So, okay, so you're agreeing with that. So my question is, if there's a breeder selling cheap or prostituting his product, do you think there's a bigger market on the cheap side, or there's a bigger market on the I want a better product or a better bully side? Which of the two?
It just go on the level of the consumer, like whoever's buying it and their knowledge of the breed. So just like you said, there's different levels to it. You know, like, so somebody who understand where the market going, clean, extreme, and know the cost of that, you know what I mean? A clean dog, you know, extreme, have all the attributes you want. you know, they'll buy that, but somebody who don't have the money for it can buy at that lower level. You know what I mean? Or less par dog, a subpar dog. I say that.
Okay.
So it's
What
just
do you?
different levels. I think it's just different levels of, like, you know what I mean, of the breeder and what's producing, the consumer. I mean,
Hold on a second. I'm trying not to cut off the heads here. Maurice Humboldt is saying it's gone down since the COVID stimulus checks. How much do y'all agree with that? But also, people are holding their money since election time. I agree with this. If
yeah,
your breeding program marketing is great, then you might not see a difference. What
right.
do you guys think about this statement?
No, it's true. All of it's true. I think Maurice Humble is right on it. Be honest with you, we hadn't had an issue. I, we hadn't had an issue. You know what I mean? We have a waiting list, so we have, and we're able to vet through that list of people to make sure they're
So,
going to the right homes. But
so would you say when the market goes down, the one that suffers the most is the little fish?
yeah,
Because
Oh
the
yeah.
medium fish is going to start taking out the little fish, and then the big fish definitely going to take out the medium fish.
Oh yeah. Them
mhm,
$2,000, well, them $2,500 dollars dropped down to $1,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I think if it was a baseline, I think a American Bully, a nice healthy dog, should start at 2,500. Ain't nothing wrong with selling a dog at 2,500. We've co-owned, you know what I mean, and did different,
Yeah.
double split litter or life of a female, and
right.
sold it at 2,500. You know what I mean, a breedable. So on the back end, they win, and long as what I'm saying win, meaning they're able to produce off of what we're doing to continue what we trying
Right.
to build, and we all winning together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if we have that dog, but then if we're outright, it might be a dog to go for 10K. You know what I mean? So
So Stay Fresh Bullies is saying it's a bigger market of a cheap side because people aren't breeding quality, so they're just trying to recoup anything that they've lost. I
I mean,
think.
but
Go ahead,
my
Gary.
bad, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
you
mean,
good,
but
man.
when it comes to that though, I mean, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, what's a loss? You know what I mean? Like if you
right,
spend 2,000 on your dog and you
right,
bred it and only did a puppy back deal, but you're trying to sell the puppy. Say if you had 5 puppies and you're selling puppies for $1,000 each, you made 5,000. You only spent 2,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a loss. You know what I mean? So a lot of
if
people call it a loss. Just say the word loss loosely. You know what I
I,
mean? And and
yeah,
I don't. You know what I mean? Like you don't. It's not
yeah,
about getting your money back and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's about. It should be about producing a dog, about your puppy more than your sales. It should be about that puppy that you keep and more than your sales, regardless what's going on.
I
Well,
think let me say this though. Say a
One
loss.
distribution.
Say during stimulus time, and they bought a puppy off us for 10K, right? And then that puppy didn't turn out, but they breed it anyway. You know what I mean? Now,
Mhm.
if they were listening to me, I was like, hey, I'm gonna replace that dog to make sure you win. But if when they getting the information from everywhere else, they're like, hey, we didn't put 10K in here, and then now they trying to sell pups for 10K, and
I
then
got
you know what I mean? It's just kind
Yeah,
of
I got you.
not a quality dog, you know?
Yeah,
what
it's
would you
it's
say
part of
if
vicious cycle.
Yeah,
what would you say if I said, I agree with Stay Fresh that there's a bigger cheap market. I think there's always going to be a bigger cheap market because unfortunately I feel that the majority of the people here in this community and in any breeding community are going to nod and say, yes, I'm in it for the breed because, hell, they got to say it for marketing purposes.
Yeah,
But in
uh-huh.
reality, the great majority is only in it for the money. Bottom
yeah,
line. And you could just see it by their actions. You can see it by their marketing. It's almost like they're not even ashamed anymore to let you know that they're money hungry and they need it.
yeah. It's like
Which then
McDonald's versus Ruth's Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then believe it or not, where the scam lives, you're never going to see a scammer say, "Oh, I got a $10,000 puppy." No, he ain't going to waste his time trying to get you on a $10,000 puppy. The scammer's going to live telling you he got a 2,500. Gaines selling you a $2,500 puppy.
yeah,
Shit. I have a Gaines daughter right over here for 1,800.
Yeah.
And you, like a fool, like an idiot, you're gonna go running over there and you're gonna get your $1,800 guy.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's how it happens.
That's if you don't know what you're looking at, though. You know what I mean? So you're right. That's exactly how it happens.
That's exactly. Yeah.
I got a coworker we sold a dog to for like $3,500 to keep the dog here, and I'm talking about a quality dog. Well, there's another worker up there that worked with us. He got his for $500 out of Dallas, and they can't tell the difference between the dogs, man. So you know what I mean? Like when he breed his female, she is right. She probably easily a champion. You know what I mean? But they don't know the difference. No matter how much I tell him, he still think he overpaid for a dog. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I feel, bro, that anybody that comes and says, I'm overpaying for a dog. If you're buying a dog off of me and at any point I get the feeling you feel like you're overpaying for my dog, you're not getting my dog. Here's your deposit. Okay? Because that's the fastest way to get a dog beaten and end up in a shelter somewhere. Because unfortunately, a lot of times, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I'm talking about the viewer right now.
Yeah.
A lot of times you look at a breeder that's been established, like say Gaines, maybe, any breeder that's got enough dogs that has been around long enough and you see selling dogs and you figure to yourself, why can't I do that? And the fact of the matter is you can. Where people make the mistake is thinking, oh, I could just jump to the front of the line because I just waved $5,000 in Gaines' face and he's going to give me the best puppy he's got. In other words, I'm going to get the keys to the kingdom with these little measly $5,000 I'm going to come by. And I say measly because of this. Mind you, $5,000 is a lot of money, but you got to realize this. If Gaines, you just dropped a litter, say, of 8 pups, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say he dropped a litter of 8 pups, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, starting price on the pups is $5,000. He's going to keep 1 pup, and he's going to sell 7. That's $35,000 he's going to make. Your $5,000 are no better than any of the other $5,000 that he's selling to. This is where I'm coming from, right? And to think that because you're going to weigh $5,000 cash, he's going to give you the keys to the kingdom. That's the biggest fallacy that we ourselves, okay, and I'm including myself in this entire community, that we ourselves make, thinking that with these $5,000, I don't have to do anything else. I just got to say I have Gaines XYZ female, and whenever I see him market anything, I'm just going to shortchange him by saying, oh, he's selling them for $3,000. Great. I'm going to sell here for $2,500 because I got the same product. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Doesn't work that way. Because you see him down here. He's as close as to a professional photographer as you're going to find if he already isn't. I can tell you Donald puts in 60, 80 hours a week on them pups. In training alone, he's putting over 60 hours a week. You see what I'm saying? So when they go in the ring, this is the side you don't see. All you see is the ribbons and the champion. The side you don't see is that 1,100-mile drive. The side you don't see is staying up late until the show is done and then turning around and driving back. The side you don't see is the money they have to pay for lodging, for gas, stopping their life, not seeing their grandkid or seeing their wife or seeing their kid. You're not seeing all that. You're thinking, this is easy as pie. I'm just going to come here and scam it. Yeah. I'm just King Pope over here. King Pope over here, man. Tell you what, bro. Nobody knows King Pope. I'll act like I'm King Pope, man. I'll talk like him. I'll dress like him. I'll repeat everything he does. And then you realize your ass got caught in the door because you can't reproduce King Pope. You can't reproduce Mike Green or Donald Gaines. And you sure as hell can't reproduce QBN. And I'm just keeping it real with you guys. And unfortunately, a lot of you guys don't realize that your ass got caught in the door until the economy comes down. And then that medium-sized fish is gobbling up all of your customers. And then you see people going online talking about, oh, I'm just going to sell all my dogs. I just don't have it in me anymore. Bro, you never had it in you. You've only been breeding for 2 years. What are you talking about, bro? I picked up enough shit for one person's entire lifetime, bro. You know what I'm saying? In just 10 years of breeding. You've only been doing this for 2 years and you're already hanging it up. It was never in you to begin with. It was all about the money, right? MBK's jumping in and saying big facts. You know what I'm saying?
The one statement that gets on my nerves, like a pet peeve to me. I see a picture of a puppy, and all they put in is tap in. I hate that.
You know what else gets me? You know what else gets me? You know what gets me? I'm gonna tell you this right now. You know, for 10 years, I didn't acquire any pups. I decided to make a pivot, and I've been acquiring pups for the last 3 months, right? So I can tell you this, bro. And this is the best advice I could give to this community. You know the saying, never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you're hungry. Never let them see you tap in. Oh, this immediately the pup was just born. Oh, this gonna change the bully world. Bro, you don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, this is a monster. That's the most overrated word we use in our community, bro. It's all marketing and a big hype, bro. Oh, this is a monster. Oh, this is gonna change the game. And then 2 years down the line, you're talking about, oh, I'm gonna hang it up, man, because it just ain't in me anymore, bro. It was never in you, bro. It was never in you, man. Come on, let's keep it real. Now, look, I will say this. Being in the game as long as I've been in, and I don't like calling this thing a game, honestly. When COVID hit, undoubtedly, it really got crazy, bro. It really did. The only reason I say that is because I saw new people that were buying XYZ this and Mercedes-Benz that literally produce a litter. They just literally, they just started breeding 2 years earlier. They produce a litter and they're asking $5 and $6 grand for a pup, and they were getting it. Yeah. It's sure as hell not happening now, is it?
No.
And a lot of those Merles, I think the Merle fad kind of came with COVID.
I could tell you this, man. I was against Merles. And then I soon realized, why am I being a purist? I mean, I didn't start this breed. I didn't start from the very beginning. Long story short, I started realizing that within the community, you had a community that was breeding Merles that were health testing, that were actually, you know, not doing things the way the rest of the community was doing it. And I decided to go ahead and jump in. By the way, I have my boy Congo. But if you notice my yard, I only have one dog that is Merle, and he's a male. This is not by chance, bro. This is how I set it up on purpose. You see what I'm saying? I didn't set myself up to be a Merle producing kennel. Okay. That's when you start seeing, you know, people jumping full blown into a trend. And when that trend reverses, when that tide shifts, then you're SOL. You see what I'm saying? Let me get to some of these comments, man. Angel R is saying, I feel too many people here in my local area are just chasing certain names, even if it's the ugliest dog you've ever seen, rather than a clean built dog because it doesn't have that big name behind it. Man, Angel, I'm gonna tell you, bro, as long as man has walked this earth, I can tell you could go back to Roman times. I'm pretty sure they were wearing some sandals with a particular stamp on it, man, because that's just human beings. We go after that stuff, man. But the one thing that I've always said that will never go out of style is a clean bull.
Right.
You got a clean bull.
Never go out
of style. And you could always breed that clean bull to whatever the fat is. He clean. He's actually going to improve whatever fat it is that's happening.
Right.
Right.
No, but that's so true because people will get dogs. They'll buy dogs like Gary was saying. You might have caught a dog, say a Rocco grandson at 1500,
Right.
and then you run around with the pairs with Rocco. Hey, this is a Rocco grandson, and nobody know what they're looking at. You know what I mean? Like the dog don't match nothing in the pet. You know what I mean? And it's just not understanding the breed. You know what I mean? So that's what happens. Plenty of people had great pets. They had ugly dogs with great pets,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, this is this," and up top and bottom here, and I'm looking at the dog. I'm like, where's it at? Like,
then-
find me that dog in that pet. Just find a
And
looking
those
like.
people, and those people catch new people that don't really know what they're talking about.
Right.
And it's just like a vicious cycle. You know what I mean? Like, so they
Vicious
think,
cycle.
oh man, I got a pocket
Yep.
grand champion Rocco grandson. When you look at the dog, you be like, oh man, well, she's a classic female. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's a classic dog. You know what I mean?
What do you think of this comment by Mike Higginson saying, do you think that breeders that are starting to peter out, that were flying by the seat of their pants, and only the breeders that are doing their research are able to move forward to the next level? I think there's some truth to that comment.
Yeah,
I think,
I've seen it.
I think the breeders that are in for the long haul are not the ones.
PPP.
What do you put?
I'm sorry.
PPP.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, PPP. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, just breeding for money, but not to sell their client clean bulls. Look, guys, undoubtedly so. When COVID was around and them checks were flying, people were buying and selling bulls left and right. Undoubtedly, I don't care what side of the aisle you are. You know full well we have an election tomorrow night, and we're not a political platform. I could care less what side of the aisle you are. If you are part of this bully community and you're selling pups, if inflation goes up, that's not good for anybody. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? If the economy's not thriving, that's not good for anybody. But the dominoes will fall, right? The chain will break by its weakest link. And the weakest link is usually that new dude that don't know nothing about bully, but he loves to clap people up and he loves to ride horses, if you know what I mean. I'm saying horses to not say something else. You see him online. Oh, they're this dude's biggest defender. Don't know the dude. Dude might have ripped you off, and you just out here defending him because you really don't know what the hell you're doing. You want to tell people in this community you really don't know what the hell you're doing? You sit there and you ride another man, defending him over and above everything without knowing what the hell you're talking about. Everyone in their system is gonna realize exactly. Everyone in their sister is gonna realize you don't know what the hell you're doing, and you're only prostituting yourself here in front of all of us. We're all just losing respect for you by the minute, right?
I think. So all that work that you put in, man, that just build up a trust factor for people looking to look at your program. But I think, man, dogs sell dogs, man. Once you know what you're looking at, you know what I mean. I think regardless, every time we put a litter, we have people coming from other places, overseas and everywhere else. Even though we're not looking to try to expand over there, you know what I mean. But I think just dogs. If you produce a nice dog, people are gonna come regardless, and they can trust your program.
I'm going to say this, Mike. I'm going to say this. And I think that things have changed. Look, man, I've been in this for 10 years. And 10 years before I got in this, things were totally different. You talk to old timers and they're going to talk about the Atomic Dog magazine and this and that. That was the internet of back in the days. Obviously, you can't bring that to here. You can't measure that time now because things have changed. I think it's a fallacy, in my opinion, and I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think it's a fallacy to think that you can produce quality dogs and not have zero marketing and sell. You know why I think that's a fallacy? Because I see it every day. I know breeders. I see their dogs, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's one hell of a dog he's got in his yard, or line of dogs, but their marketing is crap. And unfortunately, in today's age, whether you like it or not, social media, right? Them damn millennials, they're the ones that are running the world right now, whether you like it or not. And if you don't market and bring it up to their standard, people will not see you. Now, also, somebody commented that marketing could be a double-edged sword, and I believe that to be true. You have some breeders, big-time breeders out here that spend $20,000, $30,000 a month, right, doing their little hype machine, right, and selling dogs at an enormous rate. Now, I'm not hating on them. All I'm saying is you need to have a wherewithal and know if they're selling you a whole overhyped C+ dog as an A+ dog. Let me give y'all an example. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan my entire life. I'm now 50 years old. You know what? I made up my mind. I'm not going to allow an 80-year-old stubborn rich billionaire to rule whether I'm going to be pissed off or happy on the weekend, because he wants to figure out, he wants to win his way. I'm going to tell you how he wins. He wins every year when the Forbes magazine comes out and says he's got the most expensive franchise. How does that help me? I don't care. I care about Super Bowl rings, bro. That's what I want to see. I want to see us beating teams, doing this and that. No, his wins are money coming in. So do I, like a consumer, like a stupid little fan, do I continue going and paying top dollar for a C+, C- product, paying A+ prices? No, I'm not buying Cowboy jerseys. I'm not watching Cowboy games. And today I decided I'm going to one-up them. I'm going to purposefully buy Philadelphia Eagle, New York Giants, and Washington Commander caps and jerseys. Yeah, I'm going to do it on purpose until he decides he's got to change the way he's doing things. My whole point is, if we all followed that train of thought, you would see real quick when people's bottom line get affected, how quick they change.
I'm just going to rebuttal that, man, by saying when we do co-owns and it's to a breed that's not known, that's following the way, I'm going out and taking pictures and introducing them to the community. They selling out their litters, and they selling them at, good rates. I mean, for a good price, but they selling quality dogs. Like, the dogs are dogs. I'm not gonna go out and hide nothing on a dog. You know what I mean? Donna could tell you, if I see a dog and I'm taking a picture, I'm like, hey man, go put that dog up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't even want my name on the dog. And hey, Mike Green took my picture. Like, hey, go put that up. You know what I mean? So
once we're talking about that, because this definitely affects the economy of the bully that you're seeing in front of you. You guys, you could go back to my lives from 3 and 4 years ago. I used to talk about that all the time. You see a dog on slanted ground, they got a high rear. You see a dog on a log, bro, you don't want to see their paws, bro. Pretty much, right? Like, come on, man. So many times I get hit up in a week talking about, hey, man, check out this pedigree. And when you open up the pedigree, there's not one dog standing still. They all running, or they're on a slanted ground, or grass is all the way up to their neck. Like, come on, man. Part of it, the community, you got to do your part. If you seek out a scammer, there's no way anyone can defend you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. I personally took pictures like that on purpose. You know what I mean?
To show them?
No, not to show them, but I took pictures of my dogs that are grand champions or good in the ring. I put them in the high grass. I put them in there, but when you see them in person, you're like, damn, them feet was goddamn good. Because people say, oh, why are you in the grass? Why did not
your feet?
Oh yeah, you setting them up. You setting them up.
And we hit the ring, man. It's over with.
Yeah.
You got John Wayne feet on, man. You got the best feet in the game.
That's it. No, setting them up is a good marketing strategy, man.
Yeah, like he was saying earlier too about the your co-owns. Yeah, like I try to set my co-owns up for success, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you can't control what other people do. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying. You can ask them, like, tell them, oh man, come on to the house. We can take some pictures, this and that, or you know what I'm saying. Whatever. If they don't come, they don't come. You know what I'm saying. And they can post a picture of something. You can be like, oh man, like hit them up. Like, I don't know if I would. You know what I'm saying. I might delete that to be straight up. You know what I'm saying. And go try to, again, you know what I'm saying, send them pictures of some of your pictures and be like, try to get something like this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody be too busy to come through and get picked, but like I offer all of them free pick. You know what I'm saying? Come on through, especially on the weekend. We can get you in. As long as it ain't a show weekend or something like that. You know what I'm saying? My kids even be out there helping stacking your dogs up for you and all type of stuff. They'll show you how to do it.
Hey, that's so quick. Hey, delete.
Yeah,
Hey, man, don't even
I didn't do
copy
that a
me
few
on
times.
that, man.
I had it happen to me. Like I learned, like Arthur that owned Shamrock. I remember one of the first pictures of Sincere that I posted. 5 minutes later, he messaging me like, yo, like, what are you doing?
Hey,
I didn't know that it was a cell phone picture too. I mean, it was like everything wrong about it.
Yep. Yeah, I tell him delete, and don't tag me in that.
Yeah, like the angle, like I had the phone, like I'm up in the air with the phone or something, catch him at the worst angle and everything.
Hey, Malachi is saying he knows of a page that only takes videos and pictures of their dogs urinating.
Oh, that's the best pictures.
Yeah. I knew you were going to say that.
That make that angulation look so good.
Yeah. And you got to catch them after they take the number 2 and they start kicking dirt up.
Yeah. Listen, we got Jeremy Davis saying, do you feel that the breeders that are breeding for quality and structure kind of gets overlooked by all the hype name breeders due to lack of knowledge by newcomers to the breed looking for a way in? And that's exactly what we're talking about.
He right about that.
Yeah.
He right about that. But the I'm not gonna say big name breeders. I'm just saying like breeders that breed, you know, I ain't gonna say hype dogs, extreme dogs, I'll say that. You know, that breed extreme dogs that look nice, they way cooler looking than a show dog to me. You know, and if I can combine the two, so a combined 2 would be Sunshine. You see what I'm saying? That's a wild factor, you know, got the extreme and clean mixed in, show dog mixed in. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying right there. Now a classic dog and just say a puppy that age, you know, that's not as advanced, you know what I mean? Then they still nice dogs, but they get overlooked for somebody like Sunshine stepping in. You know what I mean?
Look, man, at the end of the day, you can't dictate to the market what the market wants.
There you go.
I brought Alex on, Alex Gontas. He's a German Shepherd breeder. I brought him on this past Sunday. We did a live. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest you do. It was a very good live. Afterwards, we were talking about now all of a sudden in the German Shepherd breed, white dogs are not allowed. So you're automatically disqualified if your dog is white. And for some reason, Merle German Shepherds are popping up, right? It's because in the U.S. market, you got people that are willing to pay for it. And the minute that happens, that's where everything gets skewed in one direction, if you will. Definitely, let me ask you this, man. Let's talk about prices. Now, mind you, we can't set the price on a bully, right? We can't set it. The market is the one that sets it. So please drop comments so we could gauge your interest. But I can tell you, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I could tell you if I'm going to pay above $3,500 on a pup, I am going to require that pup be able to go into the show ring. In other words, I am expecting for that pup to not have a major flaw that's going to make it lose if it ever goes in the ring. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't agree.
Okay, talk to me.
I had breeders that been breeding way longer than us that produce grand champion dogs calling and wanted me to guarantee, and don't guarantee a grand champion. I can't guarantee that, but I say if you pay me $20,000, the dog stay with me. You know what I mean? And then you pay for all the shows and travel and everything else. I guarantee that grand champ. And then after, you know, the $30,000 total to get that dog up to grand champion, if he don't grand champ, I replace him. We'll start over.
Right.
Yeah, but I can't guarantee if you buy a dog from me and expecting the dog itself just to come out a grand champion. That's not true. It's a lot more to go into it.
I think you misunderstood the question.
Okay.
Look at it as you, the buyer. Don't look at it as you, the seller. If you're gonna buy a puppy, Mike, that's worth $4,000, for example,
right.
would you pay $4,000 for a just breed quality dog, or would you pay $4,000 for a dog that you know can go into the show ring?
Now, so here you go. I'm purchasing a dog, and I take it from me and Donald's experience that we can get close to that champion or a grand champion by us picking and seeing. But these dogs grow so different. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't even if I purchase a dog from you, Raul, for $4,000, and it is looking promising, and then I get it and do everything right, and then
it doesn't turn out. We understand. There's a 30% chance that it can go east-west. We get that.
But I'm not going to buy a dog with flaws.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is if at 10 weeks you're looking at a dog and he's got one front paw that's facing east-west and the other one's 3/4 of the way there, would you pay $4,000 for that? Or would you demand, hey, bro, if I'm going to give you $4,000, I know the dog is muscled up, but, bro, I need some straight feet. I need a good top line. I need good rear angulation. Don't need a kink on the tail, and I don't want an underbite. Would that be demanding too much?
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get at.
It's too much. It's
too much?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think it is great to want all of them qualities in there, but there's no perfect dog.
Well, no. I'm talking about let's set a price.
For 2 seconds, real quick. I'll be right back, fellas.
Okay. Say it again, Ro.
I'm saying I'm talking about setting a market price, just for the sake of argument. Okay. So, how much do we pay for a show quality? Let me rephrase the question. How much do we pay for a show quality? What is a fair price for show quality? And what's the fair price for breed quality? Guys, if you're watching us, a breed quality pup is a pup that is still worthy of breeding, but may have a major flaw. Maybe east-west up front, but everything else is good to go. Just to throw it out there.
I think a show quality, man, I think it should be probably start off at 5,000.
Show quality, 5,000.
Yeah,
okay.
And a breed quality, 3,500, 25 to 3,500.
I think that's a fair assumption. I mean, I threw 4,000 out there just so we could get the conversation going. But I think that's a fair assumption. If you're watching us, do you think $5,000 is a fair price for a show quality dog? And do you think 3,500 is more exact or more correct for a dog that's a breed quality? Doesn't have stiff stifles, but can use better rear angulation.
Right.
3,500. Would that be fair? Go ahead and type it up. I already got Rican Blues says 2,500 breed stock. Stay Fresh says he agrees. Kahiki is saying 5. I'm sure he's referring to show quality. MBK is saying 2,500 and up for breed standard. And Pinnacle is saying that those are very fair prices. And I think that is fair for where things are at right now. MBK exaggerating, talking about $1,800. Oh, I saw no flaws. My bad. 1,800 if it has flaws. I don't think
I think a baseline for a bully should be a quality bully should be 2,500.
I agree. I think
Maurice.
I think the breed's baseline is somewhere around 2,500, and then 2,500 for average. Yeah, an average bully should be around 2,500. When I mean average, I'm talking about breed quality. It's got a flaw somewhere, but that's his average. Now, the cleaner it is, the higher you're going to go.
I can say this. We have brood stock females that can show. So when people talking, I've seen the brood stock in there. My brood stock may be different from somebody else's. My brood stock got to be able to have everything there. You know what I mean? But the movement may be a slight restricted or something like that. But other than that, my brood, or it might be a little longer dog, but my brood stock can compete. I can champ out a brood stock dog in my yard, but somebody brood stock might be a dog that they just throw in the cage and forget about it and wait till they grow up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's not brood stock to me. I think the brood stock still have to be a quality dog.
I think what you just said should be market consideration, and that is where you're at as far as handling and putting dogs in a ring. Let me give you guys an example. This man to my left, right? Mike Green, he's got good experience of putting dogs in the ring. So do you, Gary Pope, from what I understand.
Gary,
right?
good.
But I don't. I got too big of a yard I feel, to be able to have the time to be able to do that. So I got to pay a handler. So my demands for a dog are going to be different than both of theirs, right? Because Mike could see a dog and he could say, "Oh, I can work with that. I'll figure it out and I'll put him in the ring and we'll grand champ him out." The same could go with Gary. As far as me, I might be demanding more up front of that pup because I'm not the one handling it, putting it in the ring. Somebody else is. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
We got Martin Hernandez saying, if the price stated is 100%, Raul, when would you consider the sale of the pup? At 8 to 12 or 12 to 24 months? No, I sell pups at 10 weeks.
No, if you were buying the pup, when would you buy it? Like for somebody to commit to it being your standard.
Okay, I haven't. Look, that's an excellent question. Let me answer it. Now, I told you guys I haven't bought pups for nearly 10 years. In the last 3 months, I've had to buy a good amount of pups because I've been wanting to make certain changes in my program. I could tell you I've had to compromise certain things because not everybody wants to embark. Right?
That's right.
A lot of people either they don't know, they're not educated in it, or they're trying to hide something. In some occasions, I've decided, you know what, I'm going to take the risk, but that's on me making that decision, right? Me personally, you're not going to know what the standard of the dog is truly until they're anywhere between 30 to 36 months. But in the world we live in, you got to make a decision what's in front of you at 10 weeks. Now, there's been scenarios where I've had to pick puppies at 8 weeks. I'm not necessarily super happy about that because if anybody knows the difference between an 8-week-old pup and a 10-week-old pup, that 10-week-old pup just lived 20% more of his life than that 8-week-old pup did. And it's going to give you a better glance of what he or she can be at 10 weeks than he has been at 8. I've had a scenario where I've seen a puppy's chest pop between week 8 and week 10, and I ended up picking him as my keeper. Had I sold him at 8 weeks and let him go, I probably would have been letting go one of my better dogs. But again, when you're dealing with other kennels and you're seeing something that you want to get for whatever reason may be, that's where your market demand, you decide to compromise or you walk away. One or the other.
You had brought some of them purchases to us, and we looked at it. When I seen Sunshine, I said money. Now I didn't expect her to champ in 6 months, but I mean from her age at 8 weeks.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Look, you told me from the get that's a grand champion, and I nodded and I said, yes, she is. That's a walking grand champ in the yard. I agree.
They're different dogs that you can. They're not all at the same level, and some of them develop. But what we seen in that dog early and knowing that blood, it only could have got better. You know what I mean? So it was a good balance of dogs. So I think it just depends on. Normally, for me, a rule of thumb, about 8 and 9 months, I'm like, money, man. You know what I mean? If they slow developing, because if everything is holding, we got everything that we need to turn the top line, the head, the jaws, not big jaws, but little apple jaws starting to stick out. We got the gait, the temperament. I know everything from 8 months on will just get better. You know what I mean?
Let me add to that. Say you see a pup like this at 10 weeks, and the breeder says, I don't have an embark. You know what? We're going to take a chance on it.
I'm going to embark it.
It is what it is. I'm going to take a chance on this one. I'm going to embark it. I'm hoping to God, if anything, she's a carrier or something, and we're going to breed it out. Yeah. But I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah, but you embarked it when you got her. The parents wouldn't embark. As soon
All
as you
my
got it,
pups.
you embarked and you know where well you baseline from there. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's where the responsible come in at. You took the chance and like, hey, I'm gonna embark and find out what you got in. You know?
Exactly. We embark all of our dogs, but it just goes to show, like when I'm gonna go buy the dog, the priorities that I have set may be different than Mike's, may be different than Gary. Gary, what do you look for when you're buying a pup? And what's your cutoff price and what's your deal breaker?
To be honest, I only purchased 2 dogs. So
Okay.
all the rest of my dogs, I produced them off of those 2 dogs. So well, you know what I mean, produced the female, then you know what I'm saying, then that female produced me other dogs, you know what I'm saying? Like I just started with 2 basically. And but my last one was Bizarre. She's my Brim daughter, and that's why I bred her to 0 to produce Spiteful. And I paid 5,000 per her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was it that you saw that made you feel, hey, she's worth that or more?
It was the I mean I seen her mother, like when the guy brung the dogs out, he brung the mother, you know what I'm saying, because we didn't know each other. We met in the parking lot. You know what I mean? He brung the mother with him. So
Right.
I seen her, I was like, cool. I knew what Brim, you know what I'm saying, did, knew what he produced and everything, seen a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, offspring of his. And so she was nice. She was everything I saw at the time was nice. You know what I'm saying? She had nice, clean, tight feet, everything, stuff like that. The price was, you know what I'm saying, around, you know what I'm saying, nice price and everything. I done seen Brim kids go for, you know what I'm saying, way more than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the price was like almost in the middle to me. So I was like, yeah, we can just rock with and roll the dice. And she was the black trundle didn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not a color chaser at all, but
Right.
I haven't had a black dog since I was like 12, 13 years old. And I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Just her being a female, she black, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of just the clean feet. She had the one white leg, and that's why I named it Brazil, because it was just so, you know what I'm saying, different to me. So yeah, it was just a nice combination. Then the guy himself, who I was buying it from, he's just a nice bully camp on
Right.
Instagram.
Right.
He's just a real cool, down to earth, you know what I'm saying, young dude. I mean, he's in his 30s, but he was just so cool. It was just a nice combination. You know what I mean? Like it was just a good situation. I mean, a lot
I
of
think
times, like you say, we with stud owners, I might not even breed to a dog. I might love the dog, but just after I talk to the stud owner or see him posting crazy stuff or something like that, I won't even deal with him.
Kyle, do me a favor. Take down the Nuvet. I want to hit up on something you just said. Take down the Nuvet for a second, Kyle. I just want to show something. We ran a poll this past week, man, and you hit on something. Now, mind you, I'm sure none of us here breed for color, but check out what people had to say when we asked about darker colored dogs. And I wrote on there, darker colored dogs seem question, and then you got the 4 answers. 53% feel that darker colored dogs seem more muscular, whereas lighter colored dogs, 51% say they seem thinner. Those of you that are watching us live, what do you think about these numbers? I find that to be. You don't agree with those?
No.
I mean, I guess a black dog in the right light, it might look a little more chiseled up, I guess.
Right.
You know, that white against the black, to look, you know what I'm saying, the light hitting against.
So you need,
I guess.
I say the most muscular dogs that you can see is gonna be a white dog.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy pictures of some white dogs. Yeah.
Some white dogs are gonna be the craziest. It's just the way the contrast and the shadows hit off the muscle.
I was just gonna say the shadow when it's hitting on a particular
It's
angle.
opposite for that black dog. Yeah.
Yeah, opposite for the black dog. Yeah.
Like Eric Soto had a white dog named man, what was his name? But yeah, he was like, every picture of him was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, we got RGB saying some big kennel tried to sell me a puppy from champion parents, but refused to embark. I said, all right, I'll embark her, but what's the guarantee if something is wrong with her and she says they refused. They said they don't believe in embark. For me, that's hogwash.
Yeah.
But they was quick to take my 10K before. Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna
I
be
don't.
quick at taking that money.
I necessarily. I mean, it's good to breed champion to champion and grand champion to grand champion, but I don't think they're gonna make champion dogs or grand champion dogs necessarily. You got a
No,
higher percentage of two, but I wouldn't purchase a dog off somebody out there and you beauty the breed and don't know what to look for, and they say, hey, this come off a grand champion such and such. I wouldn't.
right,
If the dog don't look like that, like a
right,
grand champion, don't buy it.
right.
Yeah.
So can we all say this and agree? On a 10 pup litter, I don't care who's breeding to who. There's no such thing as 10 show quality pups. Can we
Never.
agree on that?
Never. Yeah.
Never.
You'd be,
It's impossible, bro.
Yeah.
I
you'd be
would
lucky if you
say
get 2.
that's what I've always said. I've always said if you get 2, you're doing something
You're
right.
good.
If you get 3,
Yep.
don't waste any money on the lottery that year because you just
Yep.
wasted all your luck on
You
that
just
one
hit
pup.
the lottery. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just keeping it real on that.
Hey,
Listen,
y'all,
guys.
I'm gonna have to hit my hit the gate, man. It's
Hey,
I
Mike,
leave
you have
8:25,
yourself a
they
good
gonna load
trip,
up.
man. You have
Hey,
yourself a
thank
good
y'all.
trip. You let us know when you get there, man.
Yes, sir.
Safe
Shout out to
travel.
everybody out there. We had to see you. Mike Green from Gaines Bullets, man. Sign.
All right, man. Man, dedication on that part, man. All the
Yeah.
way from the airport. You know, I bet if he had internet in his seat while he was flying, he'd probably be doing the live with us, man.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, man, on a 10 pup litter, I have always said if you know what you're doing, you're going to consistently have 2 show quality pups. Now, what is a show quality pup? I'm going to give you my definition. Gary, I want you to give me yours. For me, a show quality pup is a pup that doesn't have a major flaw, can have up to 2 minor faults. Okay, can have maybe a slight underbite, and maybe slight east-west, but nothing major. What's your consideration of a show quality pup, man?
Yeah, I would say pretty close to the same thing. I mean, but one of my pet peeves is the underbite. Like I don't like that underbite. I don't like no king tails. So that's kind of like my cutoff. Like if they got an underbite or a king tail, they out of there. Pet homes, they're pet homes.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it difficult for you. So you have a girl like this, and she got a slight underbite. Guys, I'm not saying she got a
Well,
slight underbite.
I was
I'm
about to
gonna
say
be on
depends
record
on
saying she doesn't, but I'm
yeah, I was
just
gonna say
saying
depends on the underbite. Like if you got a
1 millimeter.
some judges call it a reverse scissor. So like the scissor is supposed to be where the top is past,
Right,
reverse scissors like this.
right.
That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Some judges will call it an underbite, even though technically it's a reverse scissor. But this, like when that top is this right here, back, nah.
Yeah, no.
Like you can put your finger in there, nah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, and now is the part of the show where you and me we're just gonna be talking like we're having breeder talk, like we always do once we get off of the live, just
Oh,
straight up. Yeah, straight up. I could tell you, it's not every time that you have a litter that you're also gonna have. You're gonna have 2 pups that may be show quality, but the middling pack, right? A lot of times people don't pay attention to that because we're always talking about the show quality pups. The middling pack, which I refer to as breed quality. And what is breed quality? I feel that because we have a young breed, we've only been in this for 30 some odd years, right? If you really want to go off of just registration, we've only been in this for 20 years, right? If you're only going off of the registration. So I feel that for now, we can get away with saying breed quality is a dog that has 1 major fault. Now, me personally in my camp, Gary doesn't like underbites. I don't either. At no point am I saying I like underbites. But the one thing, if I see on you that's going to break you in half, in other words, you got to go, is if I see stiff stifles. It's not going to happen because there's too many moving parts in the back. To correct stiff stifles, sometimes you don't even know where to begin. Is it that the femur is too short? Is the hock too long? Is the why is there a lack of curvature? Is the leg too long? I mean, there's just so many combinations that I don't even go down that rabbit hole. But my point is, in the middling, I always go no further than one major fault and maybe one minor. What is breed quality for you, Gary?
I mean, yeah, like you said, the rears are definitely a major factor. I mean, to me, I'm not a fan of Easty Westy either. You know what I mean? I mean, some dogs, I mean, I say it depends. You know what I'm saying? Some dogs are like, say if it's like a broad stock dog and you know what I'm saying, the rears are good, you know what I'm saying, they slight, might have a slight Easty Westy, you know what I'm saying, when they come to a stop where they just sitting down and it kind of looks a little Easty Westy, but if they out and they walking and they just come to a stop and it don't look as, you know what I'm saying, nowhere near as crazy as it does if they just sitting there and they got their arms underneath of them or something like that type of, you know what I'm saying, then we definitely go, you know what I'm saying, definitely have to breed to a male or, you know what I'm saying, the opposite if it's female, whatever, breed them to something with the cleanest feet I can find.
So
You know
give me a definition of what is breed quality for you. Is it one major flaw, one minor, and then your deal breakers, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, like the deal breakers, they just gotta go to me. And I say even that's what I'm saying, like the major one to be like something like maybe the Easty West, but I don't even, you know what I'm saying, like mess with that, try not to mess with that at all.
Right.
I said maybe sometimes depends on the, you know what I'm saying, the dog. Some dogs might have a little slight high rear. So it's kind of like hard, you know what I'm saying? He got the head, he got the bone, he got the this, he got everything.
How about roachback? I'm just pressing buttons, man. I'm just trying to see your reaction.
I'm not a fan of roachbacks.
All right, so if you had to pick between a roachback and an underbite, which one would you go with?
I would go with probably the reverse scissor because a roachback is a spine issue, and that's more of a, you know what I'm saying, I would think that is a more neurological type of, just like a kink tail. Like I would take that as a neurological issue.
I think a kink tail is a lot more neurological than the roach. And the only reason I say that is because my understanding, please correct me if you've understood.
I was just guessing on the roach, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you, the roach comes from what I understand, comes from the pit. And supposedly, now mind you, man, I'm not a pit expert. I'm not even trying to be. But what was explained to me is when a pit runs, that roach gives it like a spring effect.
Almost like a greyhound. Like
yeah.
A greyhound kind of has almost that roachy looking back.
Yeah, yeah. But as far as the kink tails, man, let me tell you, man, talking about a pet peeve of mine, kink tails is undeniably the one fault that will break any deals we got on the table. I don't care. I don't care if the dog is looking like this. If you got a kink tail, I'm not going in that direction whatsoever because that is a spinal issue. Okay, the tail is an extension of the spine. Real quick, King Pope, I got 2 announcements. Kyle, get ready to give me that Kong. We got Miss Fredia Strevi. I always call her.
Que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Thank you so much, Miss Fredia. Nothing but love. You've been a long-time supporter. So glad to see you as a member. She's all happy. And then to top it off, we got Mr. Maurice Humboldt. Kyle, give me the...
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
There you go. He's gifting 1 free membership, man. And that's what I love about this platform and our community that we've actually built here. Shane Cross says, what's kink tail mean? Kink tail means, do me a favor, Kyle, or better yet, man, I'll look it up. I'll look it up here and I'll bring it up here in a second. A kink tail is when the tail is no longer, I don't want to say straight because it's supposed to look like the handle of one of those water pumps, right? Officially. American Bully kink tail. Let me see if we can get one here. I hope to God that we don't ruin anyone's reputation. So better yet, tell you what, instead of American Bully, we'll just say dog kink tail. And there you go. We got a picture over here. Let me go ahead and click on that and let me bring it up. And then you guys could see exactly what we're talking about. Okay. And this, let me just say this before I show it. This is not the worst case, by the way. I've seen worse case than these, but this is what I'm going to show you right here. That's a king tail right there. You see the kink? Yeah, that's a king tail. And that tail, I mean, the coloring also goes with it, but that's part of the spine, right? And that kink here, you got to realize this spine is made in the mesoderm, guys. Read up on it online. A little bit of biology ain't going to hurt you. You see the eyes, the heart, the kidneys, and the spine are going to be made in the mesoderm. And what ends up happening is you talk to an old-time breeder and you're like, I got a dog with a king tail. Oh, don't worry about that. We could breed that out. We got old Chester over here, and Chester goes into that female. There's not going to be one pup with a king tail. And let me tell you, more likely than not, he's right. You're going to have 10 pups, and all 10 possibly could be walking around without a king tail. Here's the problem.
Next litter.
Here's the problem. No, even worse. Here's the problem. I said the eyes, the heart, the kidneys, part of the nervous system, and the spine are being made in the mesoderm. What may end up happening is you trade a kink tail for all of a sudden heart murmurs on all 10 pups, or cockeyed pups, or pups with one working kidney. They got 2 physically or anatomically, but only 1 is working. So you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So these are the things. Somebody calls it a pigtail, but there's so many different varieties of it, corkscrew tails and whatnot. Freddie Strivey says sway back and kick tail, stiff stifles are no-nos for me. I couldn't agree anymore. RGB says if you don't
barrel chested is, I said barrel chested is one too for me, like, because that's almost that's like everything, like the legs are bowed, the chest don't have to drop, the legs are easty westy. It's like 3 or 4 flaws in one almost.
I'm trying to find here we go. Found it. Man, I'm good today. I'm going to show you guys what he's talking about. Let me just go ahead and bring this up. And that barrel chest, y'all can see it right there for yourselves. And then also the extreme barrel, and then also the shallow and the dwarfism. Well, the dwarfism is kind of hard to tell in my opinion sometimes, because sometimes the legs are even shorter than that. And so if you have shorter legs than that, it's really hard to tell if the chest is barrel or not. But that's neither here nor there. This is what he's talking about. These are the faults that he's referring to. Let's see here. How are you going to compare? Let me take this down. How are you going to compare large dog's tail versus a real pigtail bully? Oh, goodness. Guys, just know this. When you're seeing those tail issues, more times than not in our breed, it's coming from the bulldog. From the bulldog infusion that has been brought into the bully. That has been my experience. Have you seen anything different than that, Gary?
Well, I'm just going to guess on what he's, if they got a nickname for it called pigtail, I'm assuming maybe that might be
cork,
like an exotic, maybe an exotic bully that he's talking about, or a micro or something like that. So
yeah,
if that's what it is, then I'm going to guess Frenchie. That's
okay,
a Frenchie tail, little Frenchie tail.
Little nub. EJ, I gotta agree with you, man. He says going to see more and more of it with people cheating using bulldog for more mass and bone. I couldn't agree with you more, man. And he's answering here because hold on, they have a little conversation going. How are you going to compare large dog's tail to a real pigtail bully? And then EJ answers, where do you think the bulldog comes from, Richie? Man, yeah, great conversation. My understanding is that the bulldog, or better yet, the pug, right, is nothing more than an over inbred mastiff that the Romans kept inbreeding to see what would happen. And I don't know if it's true, but if you think about at least what the literature says, that when you go past inbreeding and you go into what's called inbreeding depression, what ends up happening is the dog actually starts getting smaller and smaller. The tail disappeared. They have issues breeding and with sterility and having pups. Therefore, I never looked into it, but at least in my eyes, it's something that's believable.
That's
way,
that's basically almost what micros and the nanos are. They didn't inbred pockets so much that they started as pockets, but they didn't shrunk them down on accident. So they got the little tails, they got the little, you know what I'm saying, shallow chests and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. Maurice Humboldt is saying, is gay tail recessive or dominant? In your experience, Gary, is gay tail dominant or recessive?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I never had any issues with any gay tails.
Okay,
So I'm not
100%
sure.
I could tell you, I had quite a few gay tails in my yard. In fact, one of the things that I pivoted and that I made sure I would take out of my yard would be the gay tails. I can tell you, I've seen gay tail be both recessive and dominant. Okay. I've seen a dog that doesn't have a gay tail and didn't have parents with a gay tail go into a female with a gay tail. And we've had about 60% of the pups with a gay tail. I've also seen a scenario where I had a dog that had a gay tail and I put it with another dog that had a gay tail because it's a minor fault. And I actually had about only 30% of the pups with a gay tail, which then concerned me quite a bit. For the same reason I told you that kink tail is made in the mesoderm, so too is a gay tail made in the mesoderm. Anything that's got to do with that spine.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Is that a neurological issue too, with the gay tail being a permanent curve at all times like that?
Look,
but
man,
some gay tails are like come and go gay tails too. Like some of them, if the dog's relaxing, you don't really see it. And as soon as they get hyped, that thing curls up like a scorpion.
Yeah, it's good you bring up that point because Adam Fields is asking, what's the difference between gay tail and challenge tail? And I'm going to bring up an illustration, but I'm going to tell you what my definition is. A gay tail is going to have a scorpion-like curvature to it. A challenge tail is going to have a slight curve, but it's going to be more straight up, right? So let's go ahead and look that up. That's an excellent question. I'm glad you brought it up. Let me go ahead and look it up here and bring up the example. American Bully tail, and hopefully that one chart. Yep, it immediately came up. So that's perfect, man. Let's go ahead and bring it up here. So let's educate everybody here, man. There you go. So if you look on to the right, the correct tail, if you notice, I said that the tail has to be like one of them old water pumps. If you notice, it's got that loop, but then it curves back out. But then you have a dog tail, which, it's not allowed. Corkscrew tail, natural bob, which, I mean, I've only seen tails like that on a bulldog. Then you have the kink tail, which shows the kink. Then you have the challenge tail, which, like I said, it's more of a straight up flagging type of tail. And the gay tail, it's got more of that scorpion-like curvature. And we got that. But hey, let me bring Hollywood from the back. Hollywood, how much are you willing to pay for a show quality dog, man?
I'm gonna say show quality. I'm gonna agree and say about $5,000.
How about if that dog only had one testicle?
Oh, yeah, probably. I'm gonna say 1,500.
How about if he had 3 testicles?
I'm gonna say 5,500. He's gonna produce more, won't he? I want to guarantee 15 pups a litter every time.
That's the only way, man. Listen, we've had a great show. Guys, we've had a great show tonight. Gary, thanks for joining us. Jerry James, where you at, man? We sent you a link, man. Would have loved to have you on. Hollywood, lead the way, man.
It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the queue, and we're catching you on the next one.
Gary Pope,
What's going on? I appreciate it, everybody. It's Gary Pope, King Pope Kennels. Catch y'all on the next one.
Hey, guys, you already know, man. We're going to be giving you random lives, and we're going to be coming every Monday. Now, let me know if 7 p.m. worked for you. I think it probably did, but I'll be dropping a poll. If you can make it down to the community tab and vote, I would greatly appreciate that. Either way, it's been Raul from the Q catching you on the next one.